From their first drama to their explosive rise to fame, the Spice Girls seemed unstoppable until they experienced a tragic fall that destroyed the group. But what mystery lurks around their fall? Join us as we reveal the truth behind what really destroyed the girls group. The birth of the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls, those iconic pop stars, began their musical career in England back in 1994. The idea of forming a girl group to compete with popular boy bands in the UK was initiated by the ambitious father-son duo, Bob and Chris Herbert. They were not simply picturing a girl group, they were foreseeing 5 unique individuals who could charm everyone. Indeed, drama was essentially ensured right from the beginning. Bob and Chris published an advertisement looking for girls to join their new group in order to fulfill this dream. More than 400 enthusiastic females attended the auditions, resulting in a competitive atmosphere with singing, dancing, and intense competition. Every woman was putting in their best effort, eager to make an impression on the judges and secure a place. Following weeks of trying out, the Herberts narrowed it down to a small group, which included Victoria Adams, Melanie Brown, Melanie Coloma, and Michelle Stevenson. Melanie Chisholm was absent due to a bout of tonsillitis. At the same time, Geri Halliwell, who was adamant about being in the group, refused to accept rejection. She tirelessly followed the Herberts until they finally gave her a chance. Geri's arrival definitely made a significant impact. At last, Melanie Coloma was eliminated, and only then did Mel C, Melanie Chisholm, receive the invitation to join. With the inclusion of Victoria, Mel B, Geri, Michelle, and the much-anticipated Mel C, the group was finally uniting. The band began making music and refining their style, but they felt that their original name, Touch, was lacking the energy they desired. Before long, all the pieces would fall into place, propelling the Spice Girls towards worldwide fame that would revolutionize the pop music industry. But their rise wasn't without challenges. When did the first signs of discord emerge? And what obstacles did they face after coming together? Early challenges of the Spice Girls. In 1994, the Spice Girls made a significant move to a 3-bedroom property in Maidenhead, Berkshire, in order to concentrate on advancing their careers. This home turned into their entire universe while they engaged in rigorous practice sessions, getting ready for a forthcoming chapter that would alter their lives. They dedicated hours to perfecting songs given by Bob Herbert's reliable associates, John Thirkell and Irwin Keelis. Michelle Stevenson, one of the founding members, stated that the songs were intended for a youthful audience, yet none of them were included in the Spice Girls' future albums. During this period, they focused on creating demos at South Hill Park Recording Studios in Bracknell, alongside producer Michael Sparks and arranger Tim Hawes, strengthening their musical style. Besides recording sessions, the girls had to choreograph their routines. They worked endlessly at Trinity Studios in Knapp Hill, Surrey, perfecting the moves that would later define their unique style. Nevertheless, the team faced an first obstacle when Michelle Stevenson was dismissed due to what was seen as a lack of commitment. Heart Management sought assistance from their vocal coach, Peppy Lamer, in locating a replacement due to the crucial role she played within the group. Lamer's top pick was not interested, but her second option, Emma Bunton, eagerly accepted the offer. Emma tried out and quickly became the missing piece needed to complete the group as its 5th member. While the group continued with their training, they put on brief performances for the Associates of Heart Management. During one of the Spice Girls performances, they made a daring move by incorporating a rap section into a song by Thirkell and Keelis. The producers were unimpressed, particularly Kylie's, who insisted that the group begin mastering the craft of professional songwriting. This review resulted in songwriting sessions where they collaborated with Tim Hawes to write a song called Sugar and Spice. This song inspired them to rename themselves Spice, a name that reflected their distinctive and daring personalities. But by the conclusion of 1994, the group's faith began to falter. After putting in months of effort, they were still unable to secure a contract with Heart Management, leading to growing frustration with the management's decisions. The tension escalated until they finally pushed Herbert to plan a performance in December at Nomi's studios. Here, key industry figures would have the opportunity to witness their talent firsthand. The show was a success, and the group was met with a greatly positive reaction. Feeling more self-assured, the Herberts determined it was the right moment to draft official agreements for the team. Nonetheless, emboldened by their Nomi's showcase triumph, the entire group of 5 declined to put their signatures on the contract, following guidance from reliable sources such as Victoria's father. In January, the Spice Girls made progress by setting up songwriting sessions with Richard Stannard and Matt Rowe, 2 industry professionals who were impressed by their talent. Collaborating, they contributed to the group's most famous songs like Wannabe and Two Become One, which would ultimately cement their legacy. By March 1995, the group had become disenchanted with Heart Management, feeling like their voices were not being listened to. They took control of the situation and made a bold choice to exit Heart Management, resulting in losing their access to recordings. Instead of giving up, the Spice Girls reportedly removed the master recordings of their music from the Heart Management offices to maintain ownership of their work. The day after, the group searched for Elliot Kennedy, a songwriter they had met at the Nomi's showcase. They managed to persuade him to work together with them, resolute in advancing their vision. The Spice Girls were also introduced to the Absolute production team, through connections made at the showcase. Supported by Absolute and Kennedy, they dedicated the next weeks to writing and recording demos for future hit songs such as Say You'll Be There and Who Do You Think You Are. Their dedication and effort were rewarded when Simon Fuller, the influential manager of 19 Entertainment, took notice of their demos and recognized their potential. Fuller agreed to represent them through his management company in May 1995, getting them closer to the mainstream music industry. At this point, anticipation for the Spice Girls had increased significantly. There was a strong competition between major record labels in London and Los Angeles to sign them, resulting in a fierce bidding war. In the end, they entered into a 5-album contract with Virgin Records in July 1995, a collaboration that would take their careers to the next level. Fuller identified more chances for them and organized a marketing trip in Los Angeles, where they engaged with studio leaders to investigate possible movie and television agreements. Not long after, the group decided on a new name. Originally named Spice, they had to switch names when they found out another artist already owned the rights to it. Accepting the nickname, frequently ridiculed by those in the industry, they chose to go by the Spice Girls. From that moment forward, the group kept writing and recording songs for their first album, establishing a brand that would ultimately transform pop culture and redefine girl power for a new era. Rise to stardom. The Spice Girls made a big entrance into the music industry in the UK on 8 July 1996 with their first single, Wannabe. Right before it was officially released, the music video for Wannabe was tested on the popular music channel The Box. The reaction was enormous. The video was so popular that it was shown as many as 70 times per week at its peak. This first enthusiasm led to the Spice Girls' first live TV appearance on LWT's Surprise Surprise. In May, the group granted their first significant interview to Paul Gorman, who is a contributing editor at Music Week. This interview occurred at Virgin Records' main office in Paris, where Gorman promptly recognized the possible influence of the Spice Girls. He felt that the group had the potential to instigate a change in the music industry by straying from the Britpop genre and embracing new, bold pop music. He stated that as boys with guitars begin to dominate pop culture, an all-girl, in-your-face pop group has emerged with enough attitude to shatter that raucous bubble. The track Wannabe had an impressive start on the UK singles chart, initially debuting at number 3 before reaching the top spot. It remained number 1 in the UK charts for a period of 7 weeks. Wannabe quickly became a worldwide sensation, proving to be unstoppable. The song topped the charts in 37 countries, with a notable 4-week stint at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in the US. Wannabe not only achieved the title of the top-selling debut single by an all-female group, but it also holds the record for being the best-selling single of all time by an all-female group. Following the hit of Wannabe, the Spice Girls found more popularity with a feature in Top of the Pops magazine. The article assigned each group member a unique nickname that matched their individual personalities. Even though it was not intentional, these nicknames became ingrained in their identity and gained global recognition. Every Spice Girls character was just as unforgettable as her skills. Melanie Chisholm was famous as Sporty Spice, admired for her sporty fashion sense and energetic dance routines. Emma Bunton transformed into Baby Spice thanks to her cute charm and iconic pigtails. Melanie Brown, consistently fearless and brimming with vigor, earned the nickname Scary Spice. Victoria Adams, later known as Beckham, gained the nickname Posh Spice for her sophisticated fashion sense that exuded elegance and luxury. Next came Geri Halliwell, who made a statement as Ginger Spice with her striking red hair and memorable Union Jack outfit. This special combination of characters not only increased their charm, but also created some exciting tension that fans enjoyed. The Spice Girls, gaining more fans, launched additional singles throughout Europe. In October, they dropped the hit single, Say You'll Be There, which held the number 1 spot for 2 weeks. In December, they released another successful hit called Two Become One, which became their first Christmas number 1 song. In its debut week, it achieved remarkable sales of 462,000 copies, becoming the top-selling single of the year. Both songs helped the group gain more popularity on the UK music charts, with 3 of their tracks ranking within the top 5 best-selling songs of 1996.
It's very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed being Victoria for the night.
Okay.
In November 1996, the Spice Girls dropped their first album, Spice, throughout Europe. The album achieved incredible success and was likened to the excitement surrounding the Beatles. Named Spice Mania by the media, the band soon became known as the Fab Five. In just 7 weeks, the album sold 1.8 million copies in Britain, establishing the Spice Girls as the quickest-selling British act since the Beatles. In total, the album was purchased by more than 3 million people in the UK, making it the top-selling album by a female group and receiving a 10 times platinum award. It maintained the top position on the UK albums chart for a total of 15 weeks, not all in a row. In Europe, Spice was the best-selling album of 1997 and received an impressive 8 times platinum certification from IFPI, indicating sales of over 8 million copies. In that November, the Spice Girls attracted a huge audience of 500,000 people while lighting up the Christmas lights on Oxford Street in London. The Spice Girls were becoming extremely popular, and their manager Simon Fuller started getting major endorsements from companies such as Pepsi, Walker's, Impulse, Cadbury, and Polaroid, positioning them as both music legends and influential marketers. At the end of the year, they concluded their successful year by winning 3 awards at the Smash Hits Awards, with one of them being for Best Video for Say You'll Be There, held at the London Arena. The Spice Girls introduced their successful song Wannabe in the United States in January 1997. The song had a notable start, entering the Hot 100 chart at number 11. This first appearance set a new record as the strongest debut by a non-American group, surpassing the Beatles' I Want to Hold Your Hand. It also matched Alanis Morissette's Ironic in being the top debut for a new artist. Wannabe rapidly rose to the top spot in the US and maintained its position for 4 consecutive weeks. In February, the Spice Girls album Spice was released in the US, quickly rising to the top spot and becoming the top-selling album of 1997 in the country. the album received 7 times platinum certification from the RIAA, with sales of over 7.4 million copies in the US, and was eventually included in the RIAA's top 100 albums of all time list. Worldwide, Spice achieved sales of more than 23 million units, making it the highest selling album by an all-female group in the history of pop music. During the 1997 Brit Awards, the Spice Girls sang "Who Do You Think You Are?" and Geri Halliwell's Union Jack outfit became famous. They received 2 Brit Awards, one for Best British Video for Say You'll Be There, and another for Best British Single for Wannabe. In March, they put out a double A-side single featuring Mama and Who Do You Think You Are, marking their 4th straight #1 hit. Their book, Girl Power,
Scene-wise, I like the army thing, even though I wasn't very good at it. You know, the thing where Rolling Army gave me after the assault course, pretty scary.
debuted at Virgin Megastore and sold 200,000 copies within a day, before being translated into more than 20 languages. In April, the UK saw 500,000 copies of Girl Power sold within 1 hour. In Cannes, they revealed their film Spice World in May. Following that, they had their first live performance in the UK at the Prince's Trust charity event, during which Mel B and Geri jokingly kissed Prince Charles and mischievously pinched his rear end, leading to discussions. In that month, the Ultimate Girl Power album was released by Virgin Records, ever selected by the team. It reached the 2nd spot on the UK charts and achieved gold status. The group won 2 Ivor Novello Awards for their hit Wannabe and started filming Spice World in June while also working on their 2nd album. Feeling overwhelmed, they penned Stop to convey their frustration with their hectic timetable. They won the Best Dance Video Award for Wannabe by performing Say You'll Be There at the MTV Video Music Awards in New York in September. Melanie Chisholm attributed their win to Princess Diana, and by the end of the year, they dominated the Billboard Music Awards, solidifying their reputation as worldwide icons. After achieving such remarkable success through their girl power, what could have possibly driven them apart? What cracks in their bond ultimately led to their separation? Geri's sudden exit and controversies. In January of 1998, the Spice Girls were present at the American debut of their movie, Spice World, at Mann's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. In just a few days, they dazzled at the American Music Awards, winning 3 top honors: Best Album, Best New Artist, and Best Group in Pop and Rock. In February, the group received a special Brit Award in recognition of their exceptional international achievements, having sold more than 45 million albums and singles worldwide. On that very evening, they performed their latest song, Stop, to an enthusiastic audience. Unexpectedly, their first song to not reach #1 in the UK was Stop, which peaked at #2. However, the Spice Girls were continuing their success as they got ready for their largest journey, the Spice World Tour, beginning in Dublin, Ireland, and then traveling through Europe, North America, before ending with 2 major shows at Wembley Stadium in the UK. However, in May 1998, fans were on the verge of experiencing the biggest surprise of their lives. Geri Halliwell, widely recognized as Ginger Spice, shocked everyone with her sudden departure from the group. The girl group was struck with the suddenness of her departure on Mel B's birthday.
I enjoyed the performance,
As you know, darling.
But we had a good old laugh. Did you see the
Feeling as though a lightning bolt had torn through their hearts. Officially, Geri mentioned tiredness and disagreements within the group. However, fans believed there was a deeper explanation. Reports of drama behind the scenes spread quickly, with rumors of tension growing between Geri and Mel B. It was widely believed that Geri was feeling overlooked, her ideas and high energy pushed to the side. Renowned for her passionate temperament, Geri was not someone to passively blend into the background, believing that her opinions were being overlooked. Next, there were speculations indicating a more profound reason behind Geri's leaving. The media started spreading rumors of a secret romance between Mel B and Geri. Mel B, famous for her honest interviews and a revealing book called Brutally Honest, always openly talked about her personal life, including her fast-paced relationship with Eddie Murphy, who she described as her soulmate. However, she shared a strong and intimate relationship with Geri, leading to rumors that they could have been more than just best friends. This alleged romantic relationship purportedly led to strong feelings of unease among the group members, particularly because Mel B got engaged to dancer Jimmy Golzar shortly afterwards. Reportedly, Geri had a hard time dealing with Mel B's joy and felt devastated, increasing her feelings of frustration. Certain sources indicated that Geri was struggling to remain in their position as personal issues were starting to affect their work life. Picture the stress and sorrow within the group during that period. Each member probably experienced pain and disillusionment when they were suddenly faced with Geri leaving and the breakdown of their strong relationship. Geri also had a personal battle that was driving her choice to depart. She later disclosed that she was devastated by her father's death. Dealing with grief, depression, and an eating disorder, Geri experienced a strong desire for control, which conflicted with the demands of being in the Spice Girls. The never-ending popularity, intensified by her inner struggles, caused a turmoil she couldn't manage. Ultimately, she believed departing from the group was the sole option to get back on her feet. What was the Spice Girls' journey like without Geri? Could they truly live up to their name without Ginger Spice? Let's find out. The Spice Girls. Transformation and split. Following Geri Halliwell's exit from the Spice Girls, the band encountered a difficult path forward. Fans worldwide felt devastated, pondering the future of the legendary girl band that had injected vibrant energy, color, and happiness into the pop industry. Geri's abrupt departure seemed like a fracture in the core of something enchanting. However, Geri felt that this decision was essential for her happiness, allowing her to step back and reclaim control of her life. Despite respecting her decision, the other Spice Girls couldn't help but feel the emptiness caused by her departure. United, they had developed and encouraged each other, impacting a whole generation with their girl power message. However, the remaining 4 Spice Girls were committed to ensuring that Geri's exit did not mark the end of their legacy. The Spice Girls' journey was continued by Mel B, Mel C, Emma Bunton, and Victoria Beckham, who were the 4 remaining members dedicated to the band. They chose to continue with the North American portion of their Spice World Tour, starting on June 15, 1998, in West Palm Beach, Florida. The tour was a huge hit, making more than $93 million from 40 sold-out performances. At the conclusion, over 2.1 million fans had been to the tour, generating an estimated gross of $250 million, making it the top-grossing concert tour by a female group. A documentary was released by them called Spice Girls in America, a tour story, to showcase the true spirit of their journey, offering fans a sneak peek into their dynamic performances and close bond. Throughout the tour, the Spice Girls kept producing fresh music. Before Christmas of 1998, a sentimental single titled Goodbye was launched, perceived by fans as a dedication to Geri, despite being partially written during her time in the group. The track reached the top of the Christmas charts for the 3rd year in a row, matching the Beatles' record for the most successive Christmas #1 singles. The rest of the Spice Girls demonstrated persistence as they continued on, even making an appearance at the 1998 MTV Europe Music Awards. Emma and Mel C represented the group and took home the awards for Best Pop Act and Best Group. That particular year also brought fresh changes in their personal circumstances. Mel B and Victoria Beckham both revealed they were pregnant with their first children. Mel B tied the knot with dancer Jimmy Golzar, using the name Mel G for a little while, and gave birth to her daughter, Phoenix Chai, in February 1999. Merely 1 month afterwards, Victoria welcomed her son Brooklyn into the world, with his father being Manchester United icon David Beckham. Victoria's well-known romance brought an additional element of mystery to the Spice Girls' tale, and in July 1999, she tied the knot with David Beckham, in a grand ceremony in Ireland, solidifying their status as one of the most prominent couples in popular culture. As the members of the Spice Girls developed personally, they also pursued solo music paths. By 1999, all 4 existing members, along with ex-member Geri, had begun putting out solo music, allowing them to delve into their individual sound and style. Nevertheless, they were not prepared to move on from the Spice Girls. In August of 1999, following an 8-month hiatus from recording, the band came together again in the recording studio. They started by creating pop-focused songs like those on their earlier albums, teaming up with producer Elliot Kennedy. Soon, they transitioned to a more mature R&B sound with assistance from American producers Rodney Jerkins, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis. This change indicated their development and changing preferences, preparing the way for their next album. In December 1999, the Spice Girls went on a UK tour titled Christmas in Spice World to showcase their new sound. They played to full crowds in London and Manchester, showcasing songs from their 3rd album for the first time. During 8 performances, they brought in over 153,000 spectators and made $5.7 million in ticket revenue. In Manchester, the concerts generated $2.6 million in revenue, while the performances at Earl's Court Arena in London made $3.1 million. In the past year, the Spice Girls had also made a recording of My Strongest Suit for Elton John and Tim Rice's musical Ada, expanding their already impressive list of projects. During March of 2000, they attended the Brit Awards ceremony to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award. Despite being present at the event, Geri chose not to perform with her old bandmates, leaving fans feeling a mix of happiness and sadness as they still wished to see the original group reunited on stage. In November 2000, the Spice Girls ultimately put out their 3rd and last album, Forever. The album showcased a shift from the cheerful pop that characterized their previous work, embracing a more edgy R&B sound. Even though it had both positive and negative feedback, Forever displayed the group's range of abilities. In the US, the album made it to the 39th spot on the Billboard 200 chart, while it encountered strong competition from Westlife's Coast to Coast in the UK. Although the media was very interested in the chart battle, Forever only reached number 2 on the charts, with Westlife claiming the number 1 position. The single Holler and Let Love Lead the Way from the album topped the UK charts, becoming the Spice Girls' 9th number 1 hit in the country, but did not achieve the same level of success in the US. Despite the group carrying on with their European tour, it became more and more evident that the atmosphere was different without Geri. The chemistry that had previously made the Spice Girls so dynamic had notably changed. As time passed, the stresses of the business and the challenges of performing without Geri started to have a negative impact. When Forever was released, the band appeared to acknowledge that their special charm was beginning to diminish. The brightness that once characterized their music and aura seemed less intense. In December 2000, shortly after the album was released, the Spice Girls surprised fans by announcing they were taking a break with no definite end date. Despite assuring the public that they were not officially breaking up, the decision signaled the conclusion of a significant period. In February 2001, they officially stopped promoting their group as each member started concentrating on their solo careers. Even though they tried to continue without Geri and keep up the same excitement that initially drew in audiences, the Spice Girls era was nearing its end. The Spice Girls' influence on popular culture was unrivaled. They led a campaign focused on empowering girls, encouraging youth worldwide to accept themselves and be self-assured. Their music became symbols of empowerment, camaraderie, and individuality, reaching across multiple generations. Even after going their paths, each member continued to embody the Spice Girls' essence in their individual projects. Regardless of what led to their separation, how did the girls manage to resolve their differences and reunite? What is the true story that unfolded? The reunion tour. The Spice Girls declared their highly anticipated reunion at the Otwo Arena during a press conference on June 28, 2007. Fans had been eagerly anticipating the reunion of the legendary group for years, and now their hopes have finally been made official. The return of the Spice Girls tour planned to go around the world, reuniting Geri Halliwell with Mel B, Mel C, Emma Bunton, and Victoria Beckham. There had been previous attempts at reuniting them as a five-piece, such as Live 8 and Concert for Diana, but it had not been successful. With each member rumored to be making £10 million or $20 million for the tour, the Spice Girls were prepared to return to the stage. When tickets were made available for the London show, the website was inundated with fans. The first date was fully booked in only 38 seconds. More than 1 million fans in the UK and over 5 million globally have signed up for tickets. 16 additional shows were added in London due to the high demand, all of which sold out in just 1 minute. The US saw a similar occurrence, with rapid sellouts in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and San Jose, prompting additional shows in Chicago, Detroit, Boston, and New York. The tour started in Vancouver on December 2, 2007, with the Spice Girls playing for 15,000 fans. They excited the crowd by performing 20 songs and changing costumes 8 times, showcasing why they had become a worldwide sensation. During the tour, the Spice Girls also released a new single, Headlines, Friendship Never Ends, which was selected as the official charity single for BBC's Children in Need. Their debut performance since revealing their reunion was at the Victoria's Secret fashion show, where they sang Stop, and their latest song, Headlines. The program was recorded on November 15, 2007, and broadcasted on CBS in December. Not long after, they sang these songs live on the Children in Need telethon, broadcasted from Los Angeles by the BBC. Despite only reaching number 11 on the UK singles chart, the individual song Headlines performed much better on the Greatest Hits album it was featured on, reaching number 2 on the UK albums chart. In spite of the anticipation, the reunion tour ended early. On February 1, 2008, the group revealed that because of personal and family obligations, the tour would conclude in Toronto on February 26. This decision resulted in the cancellation of scheduled performances in Beijing, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Sydney, Cape Town, and Buenos Aires. Despite the tour being cut short, the return of the Spice Girls still managed to be the top-earning concert act between 2007 and 2008, raking in $107.2 million through ticket sales and merchandise. Including sponsorship agreements, the overall revenue amounted to an impressive $200 million. Their 17-night residency at London's O2 Arena stood out, being the top-earning concert series of the year, making £16.5 million, $33 million, and attracting more than 256,000 attendees. The group won the 2008 Billboard Touring Award for Top Box Score due to the success of their tour. The return of the Spice Girls not only impressed fans, but also garnered them numerous esteemed accolades. They were honored with the Capitol Music Icon Award, the Glamour Award for Best Band, and the Vodafone Live Music Award for Best Live Return, surpassing iconic bands such as Led Zeppelin and the Sex Pistols. The comeback of the Spice Girls demonstrated that their impact had not diminished through the years. Even with their individual personal and professional obligations, the Spice Girls came together again to provide fans with one final memorable experience. While the tour may have been briefer than expected, the lasting impression and thrill it created resonated with fans globally. What are the Spice Girls doing now? Do they have lives outside of the stage? Spice Girls, life beyond the stage. Today, the Spice Girls demonstrate that girl power is enduring. Victoria Beckham, also known as Posh Spice, has reinvented herself as a successful fashion tycoon, amassing an impressive net worth of $450 million. She's embracing a luxurious lifestyle, showcasing the stylish and sophisticated vibes she's famous for. Mel B, always known as Scary Spice, continues to thrive with a net worth of $6 million and maintaining her strong attitude. At 48 years old, Emma Bunton, formerly known as Baby Spice, is successful with a $30 million net worth. The situation is similar for Melanie Chisholm, also known as Sporty Spice, who has achieved a remarkable $30 million through her endeavors. Geri Halliwell, also known as Ginger Spice, continues to sparkle with an impressive net worth of $40 million. These women transitioned from performing wannabe to establishing empires and achieving significant success. Their lasting impact as one of the most revolutionary girl groups in history continues to be remembered, showcasing their amazing journey to fans. Their music and empowering message still inspire people worldwide. What do you think of the recent revelations about the Spice Girls? Let us know in the comments. If you like any more interesting revelations, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the next video shown on your screen. See you there.